high-tech oils. Available from Auto One, Sprint Auto Parts, and all leading independent auto stores.
Years ago, a fresh-faced 20-year-old by the name of Leanne Ferrier created history by becoming the first woman to win a round of the Australian Formula Ford Championship outright. In 2015, it has come the full circle. Having made her mark over the years in a variety of categories that include V8 supercars and Formula 3, Leanne Tander is back in the Australian Formula Ford Series, and she has unfinished business in the class that kick-started her career.
This year, coming back into the national level Formula Ford Championship has been a challenge, which is what I was wanting. I've been racing for a couple of years, just sort of at state level, and it's been a lot of fun and it's been doing really well, but I was looking for that next step up, that next challenge, and this is definitely presenting that for me. These guys are really, really fast, so it's making me work hard. I've decided to come back to the national level to challenge myself and get some more racing. The thing I love about racing is the actual racing, wheel-to-wheel racing, not just driving around fast or qualifying, and this is the best place to find wheel-to-wheel racing, and I found that at Phillip Island and at Winton. In any of the races I've been in, there's been someone around me that we can race hard, and I've really enjoyed that. Garth's been really supportive of all my racing since we've been together. Obviously he loves working on the cars as much as I love driving them, so it does work well for both of us. He enjoyed tinkering with my Kent as much as I loved racing it, but I think we were both looking for that next challenge, and I think he's enjoying working on a new car that we haven't had before.
The Avon Formula Ford Series is here at Sydney Motorsport Park as we enter the halfway round of the championship at this, well, famous track for slipstreaming, and these cars do live up to that tag, Richard Crail.
Matt Nolte, Formula Ford's been great this year, hasn't it? Been competitive and a couple of different round winners to kick off the year. Here are the points in the Mazda Road to Indy point score. Cameron Hill leads the way over Jake Spencer. Christian Marina sits third, his teammate Thomas Maxwell next, and Lewis leads for Dream Motorsport. Rounding out the top five, Luke Ellery leads the Kent class in Formula Ford 1600. Remember, doing double duty this weekend in Formula 3. He's a busy boy. This is what happened in race 1. And the driver who dominated the most recent round at Winton got off to a very nice start.
Yeah, 20 cars contesting the first round as Leanne Tander got involved in an incident here that spun the Fleet Care 42 off into the weeds.
Yeah, Luke King just into the side there. That was ruled a racing incident after the race, but it all teed off behind them. Some unbelievable fighting. Andrew Carl was in the mix, the Sonic Boys. And there's King getting passed by Maxwell down at turn 1, and Andrew Carl in the bright blue car was right in the game as well. And two of the local runners, New South Wales State Championship guys in the game. A bit of contact there. And Luke King wasn't real happy about it either.
No, don't blame him. He got absolutely squeezed off the track then. Then this pass coming by Carl. He's been impressive so far today, going down the inside of Maxwell, who got out to the dirt, and that could have been very nasty.
This is part of the appeal of Formula Ford racing, as we saw King have a massive slide with contact with Maxwell, that the local drivers can come in and race and win at their home round. It was another victory, the 4th in a row in his season for the driver of the 11 car, Cameron Hill, continuing his great run as we get set for race number 2. This is Luke Ellery. He's had the mad dash from the Formula 3 paddock to get in his Formula Ford 1600. There's 19 seconds a lap difference between the two of them, so he needs to redefine his brain for this one. Hill and Marina on the front row. Spencer and Leeds next. We need to watch for a couple of drivers working their way through from the back of the field. One of them will be Leanne Tander from 14th place. Luke Ellery, the Kent class, goes from 16th.
And Andrew Carl copying a 10-second post-race penalty after race number 1. We're set for a start. Revs aboard the number 4 machines. We're away here at Sydney Motorsport Park in race 2 of the Avon Formula Ford Series for this year.
Great start. Everyone fighting for a spot on the road to Indy ladder. Another start by the points leader who leads into turn 1. Going well. The Sonic Boys are in contention too. Christian Marina and Thomas Maxwell both been fast this weekend. And sailing around the outside as everyone sorts themselves out. Carl looking to the inside of King, having come together in race 1 earlier on this morning. The great Formula Ford pack sorts themselves out. Everyone through cleanly. It's Marina in second place.
Marina's been solid this year, but you can't go past what Cameron Hill's done. 5 race wins so far, and once he gets out in front, Kralsey, that tends to be the end of the motor race for everybody else.
It's Lewis Leeds in third, the Dream Motorsport driver. So he's in the game as well, the young Victorian. Young, they're all young, aren't they, really? It's unbelievable, this field. So much young talent coming through the ranks in Aussie Motorsport. And look at Cameron Hill go. The Colin Hill engineering car clearing out on cold Avon tyres at the start of race 2 here at Sydney Motorsport Park. And you couldn't get 2 different circuits in a row to have back-to-back rounds. Winton, tight, technical, slow average speed. This place, high speed, flowing, fast. Slide the car around and try and maximise your slipstream as best as you can. And it's an awesome place to watch Formula Ford's race. There's Tanda, the Fleet Care entry, getting up onto the back with one of her rivals as she works her way through the field.
Great to have Leanne back in the field. Of course, raced back in the early 2000s or the late 90s as well. So it's back in the field, but it's Hill. Already a second and a half the margin at the end of lap number 1. And the slipstreaming begins. So we work lap 2.
He's just in dominant form at the moment. When you get in that patch in your career, in your season, when nobody can beat you, and that's what he's doing. Here's Luke King. Great story. This young guy raced in the Australian Manufacturers Championship last year in a Honda Integra. Oh, it was a big run and just a bit of a love tap at the car in front. Oh, and that's Jake Spencer slowing down on the outside, and I think that checked everybody up there. So Spencer in the 39 slows down, and have a look at the bottleneck it's created. So Luke King in the mix, raced a Honda in AmChamp last year, as I was saying. Worked 9 to 5 at a power plant to fund his car racing. Unbelievable story. Great young guy.
On board with Maxwell here, the Sonic Motor Racing Services Bosch Car Service. Made a great start. They spread eagle the field, didn't they, at the initial start? And this is the moment from Luke King. Now watch Jake Spencer. He's slowing down here and stacks the field up.
Something must have broken there, Nutty, and it just backed everybody up. And super slow-mo here coming out of turn 2. There's Spencer in the 39 leads. This is on the opening lap. And Tanda just in behind. Gee, it's good, isn't it? So close, so competitive. There's Lewis Leeds chasing down the youngster from Sonic Motor Racing, Christian Marina.
Leeds has had a race win earlier this series, had a swagger of second place finishes. Currently finds himself inside the top 5 of the championship. He's running third, so he chases down this long main straight at Sydney Motorsport Park.
And look at him get into the toe of the Hewland gearbox of the car in front. That's the Formula Ford slipstream in effect, and pulls out in a nice clean move at turn 1. And now it's up to the driver of the 4 car just behind to repass him up here at turn 2. So you see, got back in the toe, got those extra couple of k's an hour in a straight line and tried to go around the outside, but Lewis Leeds holds on to the spot. And the 26 car moves to second place, but he's got a big job to do to chase the leader down because Hill has just cleared out in front.
Textbook stuff. That started on the final turn. He pulled out the slipstream right at the perfect moment to move the Austrans. Number 26 up another place here. Looking very strong today. Oh, look at this battle pack now. Andrew Carl is back in after that 10-second post-race penalty from race 1 earlier today. Has now found himself in an angry pack, including Luke King.
Oh, look at King go down the inside at 6. Good move. Last of the late breakers in there, but got it stopped and turned in. So that's really good. 2 of the New South Wales State Championship runners joining the national field. And that's part of the appeal of Formula Ford. You can do that. It's the same car. So you can come and race against the national boys and girls and compete at a very high level. Maxwell in this fight as well. This guy's not in a fight. He's only fighting himself. Driving away out in front of the field. What an unbelievable performance.
And fighting himself and the timing screen as he comes onto this main straight. Continues his clean sweep since Winton. And Cameron Hill takes a checkered flag in race 2 of the Avon Formula Ford Series. The Mazda Road to Indy is getting closer and closer.
Lewis Leeds a long way back in second place. Christian Marina in third. Have a look at this angry battle pack. Andrew Carl's not going to give out. Pulls out of the toe but can't quite get past Luke King on the run to the line. That's a really good drive by King. Just missing out on the podium. Said before the weekend that top 5 would be unbelievable. I think he'll be proud with 4th. Maxwell behind Mitch Martin, a quiet drive to 6th. Reichstein in 7th and Tanda from the back of the field to 8th. Good drive. Carl Lazaro down through to Luke Ellery, who wins the Kent class, his second win of the weekend in Formula Ford 1600.
Made a slight change for that one and car responded good, so really happy with the car still and paying dividends.
5 race wins in a row. Matt Nolte, a dominant performance at Winton. 2 out of 2 so far at Sydney Motorsport Park. How far forward can Cameron Hill go in this one?
I think Marina and Leeds want to get serious about the championship, they need to take him down in race number 3. There's your starting grid, the finishing results of race number 2 here today at Sydney Motorsport Park. I'm sure the likes of Avon Tyres and King Chrome and all the great supporters of Formula Ford are loving what they're seeing as we're underway for the final time here at Sydney.
Clean start. Away they go down into turn 1. The 11 in front once again. Lewis leads second. There's Luke King in the 23 around the outside, but slots into line. Brilliant 4th place in race 2. He's in the game. Andrew Carl in the mix. Tander's got some ground too. Great drive from the back of the field in race 2. At the inside, Marina.
Loving this.
Yeah, took advantage there of Lewis. Leeds just hip and shouldering outside and goes through.
This is exactly what we were talking about with Cameron Hill. He's the most bravest on cold Avon tyres here. The gap is significant already, and this is going to push him further and further ahead because these guys are already bluing for the minors.
Need to keep an eye on that all-white Miguel a little bit further back in the field.
Oh,
Jake Spencer. Carl looking up the inside of Leanne Tander there at turn 5. Broke a pinion in the diff in that car in race 2, which is why we saw it slow down. There he is, just coming into shot the 39. Broke a pinion in the diff, didn't have a spare, but the camaraderie in this paddock's great. Sonic Motor Racing lent him a spare. He had Garth Tander and Nick Percat both helping put that replacement diff in to get that car out in time for this 3rd and final race. Great camaraderie in the paddock. This young guy looking to work his way forward after a disappointing finish in race 2.
a couple of handy steerers to have in your corner any given time of the year, isn't it?
Well, great Formula Ford champions there too. Part of the massive history in this class over 40 years of racing in Australian motorsport. Look at them all sort themselves out. Go back to the Kent class cars, the Formula Ford 1600s. Luke Ellery leading the way there. Got beaten to pole and was quite indignant about that because he's dominated the standings and all of the races so far this year, but returned serve with a couple of victories in his class in races 1 and 2. The race within a race in Formula Ford.
We've just gone to a replay. Look, Reichstein was out of control there in turn 1. We'll take a look from Luke King's entry as he looked in the mirrors, made a good start here in the 23 machine.
Yeah, good run, wasn't it? And everyone pretty clean into turn 1. This was interesting though. Marina got 2 spots for 1. Leeds just ran very, very deep into turn 2. Sort of elbowed everyone else out wide. It was Thomas Maxwell and allowed Marina to go through and grab a couple of free spots.
You could almost hear Marina laughing his way through to second place then. The door just opened up wide. Leanne Tander is in this. Mitch Martin in the VHT sponsored number 38. The field top heavy with McGales in 2015. As has been the case for a few years. On board with Thomas Maxwell now. And the slipstreaming working to effect here.
Yeah, looking for a move on Luke King down into turn 1 and goes through, gets it done. Good pass.
Don't think I'd want to be leading the race on the last lap. I know it sounds very cliched in Formula Ford as now Leanne Tander goes down the inside of the 23. Looking very racy in race number 3 here, so the Fleet Care number 42.
Finally, though, isn't it great to see Leanne now? They've got on top of this brand new car that they bought from Sonic Motor Racing. It's been a very, very successful car over the years in Formula Ford. McGale, 2010 car. And they've been tuning it up, getting it up to speed, and getting Leanne's driving up to speed as well. She's now right in this and as competitive as anybody in the field. So this is another look at that pass down at turn 1. That's just a very nicely executed move. And you're right, you wouldn't want to be leading if you're in a battle pack. The problem that everybody else has got is that Cameron Hill's just not in a battle pack anymore because he's just driving away out in front and clear racetrack. But this is great racing. Very, very good racing in the midfield in Formula Ford. It's not the midfield, is it? It's the pointy end of the field.
Very impressed with Andrew Carl's effort today in the number 12 car, the aqua blue number 12, as we come back onto the main straight once again here. The Sydney Motorsport Park venue always promotes good slipstreaming and great Formula Ford action. Look at it happening on the main straight here. Fantastic.
Spencer behind in the 39, got a move, and Tander down the inside at turn 2. Gets that pass done, so continues her march forward in the Fleet Care entry. It was Spencer making moves behind. Maxwell looks down the inside at turn 2, but can't quite return serve. So really good drive by Leanne. This will be a massive boost of confidence for the racing mum. She's got her blog, that's what it's called. Very, very good rating. She's a heck of a rider, actually. Annoyingly talented at a lot of things. But a great racing career. Took some time out to have 2 kids with Garth, of course, but now back in the hot seat and really enjoying her time in a category that she's very, very fond of and had a lot of success of back in the early stages of her racing career.
It's the first female to go full-time in the Dunlop V8 Supercar Series many years ago. So back on board with Thomas Maxwell. 3 third-place finishes this year for the Bosch Car Service entry, all over the gearbox of the Fleet Care entry of Leanne Tander.
It's a great fight. They're just all posturing at the moment for position. Look behind. Spencer's in the game. Carl is there as well. He's been good. It's great to see the New South Wales State Championship runners come into the mix this weekend. And we talked about Luke King a lot and the impressive performance. Tiny little privateer operations coming in, punching above their weight and competing. Tander wide. Just bottomed out on the exit curb there at turn 11 and 12 and thrown away the position. What was P4? Be lucky to be in the top 10 now. That's a shame.
Luke King's going to be the big winner here, Richie. Outside here, the 23 car.
Good toe.
It's a long way around.
This is a great fight, isn't it? It's a bit spread out, the first 3 out in front of this race, but the fight for the minors in the bottom half of the top 5 is unreal. And Maxwell grimly holding on. He's been defending a lot in this motor race.
What a shame for Leanne Tander. It was going to be a season best effort. The Fleet Care number 42 finds herself outside the top 10. This was the lap before, where she made the pass on Maxwell heading down into turn 1.
Be interested to see what happened up at 11 and 12 though. I don't think there was any contact with anyone behind. Here's Maxwell trying to fight back, and there was just a car's width down the inside, but probably a smart decision not to throw it up there, because I get a feeling the door might have been shut. And yeah, look, see, it grabs on where the curb races up there and just bottomed out and ran wide. Nothing you can do about that. Honest mistake. But I think still, although she'll be pretty disappointed with that, great to see her at the front of the field this weekend, and good sign for things to come with more racing at Queensland Raceway and Wakefield Park. Last lap in Formula Ford at Sydney Motorsport Park, once again putting on a great show.
What a drive from this guy. Clean swept at Winton. He does the same here at Sydney Motorsport Park. His 7th win of the year for Cameron Hill. Christian Marina keeping his championship dream alive. He finishes in 3rd position behind Lewis Leeds. Then this battle between Maxwell and Luke King right to the line.
Really close, and Maxwell just got there. But Luke King fought hard all weekend. He should be proud of that. I haven't seen domination like this in Formula Ford for a long time. Cameron Hill is putting one over the field in 2015. Reichstein inside the top 10. Tander finished 10th. And Luke Ellery, again, winning Formula Ford Kent in the 1600cc class here in Sydney.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the results we got this week, and 3 wins in the Kent car is just absolutely awesome. And pretty good debut in the F3 car. There's still 4 corners on it, and that's the most important thing. But we also had some pretty good speed at the end of that, so yeah, really happy.
Yeah, we finally got some good form this year. Can't thank Dad enough, and everyone who comes here and helps us. It's it's a whole team effort from us, and it's all fallen into place. All the bad luck we had at the start of the year, it's all gone, and yeah, the results are coming.
Form is a thing, and Cameron Hill's got it right now, and he builds his points lead in the Mazda Roads Indy point score over Christian Marina. Spencer, good rebound, 3rd place in the standings in front of Lewis Leeds, Thomas Maxwell, Martin Lazaro and Caitlin Wood rounding out the top 10. But Matt Nolte, Luke Ellery continues his great season in the Formula Ford 1600 Kent class. Jimmy Bailey 2nd, and Cameron Walters still 3rd.
And the road continues, and we head to Queensland Raceway in coming weeks for the next round of the Formula Ford Series here in this country. Check out thenationals.com.au for more information. We're off to a break, but after this, it's all the action from the Super 6 touring cars.